It's been a few days. How about a bit of a Love Island update, guys? Not much is happening, but that's what they want us to think. It's all part of the conspiracy. Stuff is happening. So we had Harriet and Ronnie on the Not My Bag podcast, and they're asked who they think is together purely for PR reasons. Now look at their response, and I think we may know who they're thinking about. Look at this.
Who's playing the PR game? Which couple do you think is staying together for brand deals? The horror in Harriet's eyes. There is the option to sip.
I'm going to just do that to be nice.
All right, yeah, I'll join you.
Oh.
Casey and Gabby, anyone? I mean, I think that's a Casey and Gabby look. Obviously, I'm reading far too much into it, but I think they meant Casey and Gabby. And I think they know Casey and Gabby are probably together just for the PR. And in many ways, I don't mind. I kind of think, well, you know, these people aren't idiots. They're savvy. They know this is how you get traction. And they did also, coincidentally, around that same sort of time, post this picture of them sticking their tongues out, telling everyone they're still together. I'd be surprised if it's any other couple. I can't really think of anyone else who would kind of, you know, because they were doing the rounds so much. I just think they were out there, putting themselves out there so much. I just feel like, well, I think they were probably talking about Casey and Gabby. You can disagree right below what you think. I know there's not a lot of love for Casey and Gabby. Not in that sense. I think no one kind of outright hates them, but I just think, you know, I think we all kind of think, were they really the winners? Anyway, never mind, let's move on. I'm sure we'll hear more news from them soon. Then they're asked who they think is actually broken up, right? And this is who they respond with.
Oh, they get worse, guys. I didn't write these.
Oh, babe!
Who will split first, do you think, out of the couples left from All Stars?
Okay, let's think. Oh, so out of all the couples?
Out of all the couples, yeah. To be fair, yeah, anyone that left as a couple. That could be anyone.
I think probably like KAZ and Montel.
That's my boy.
I thought they have split, haven't they?
Oh, I don't know.
I thought they did, didn't they? I thought it was like an amicable thing, no?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm not sure, but
the last thing I saw was that they were getting skin fades together, and then there was like, did you not see that TikTok?
No, babe.
It was like that they got skin fades together, and then I haven't heard anything since, so maybe.
Yes, KAZ and Montel. Now, the weird thing is that people were speculating whether KAZ and Montel had broken up. And look, they didn't make the final five, all right? So I don't tend to focus on the couples who don't really make the final five because, you know, like, well, you know, they're basically, you know, far more likely to split up, I think, sometimes when there's less heat on them. But, or maybe it's the opposite. But anyway, KAZ and Montel did kind of give off we've split up vibes. And then they posted this TikTok yesterday, which I can't really work out whether it means we haven't split up or we have split up.
I knew there was something off about you. You're gay.
So no one is the wiser, although some people have said they found a Hinge profile for Montel on the dating app Hinge. So if they have, I'm not quite sure why he'd be on that app if he's found his girlfriend. Nevertheless, this doesn't really tell us that much apart from the fact that they're doing a video together. That's about it, really. It does, in Love Island terms, mean, oh, we might still be together because, of course, they're both featured in the same video, at the same place, at the same time. So maybe they are still together. But apparently, moving on, we have now a new love tryst emerging, which is Scott, who, as you know, quit the show, and Jessie Potts, Joey Essex's ex from last summer's Love Island.
Love Island Scott Thomas and Jessie Potts spent the night together in a posh London hotel. Scott and Jessie, who was coupled up with Joey Essex in last series, were seen checking out of the Londoner in West End this morning after a romantic night in the capital watching Back to the Future the musical. A source told The Sun, it's very early days, but they've enjoyed a fun night out together in the capital. Jessie is so his type and they would make a gorgeous couple. They both deserve some fun after tough times in the villa. It comes after Scott failed to find love in All Stars and quit the Cape Town villa early after struggling to find a connection with Tina Stins. Jessie has been single since her breakup with Joey in September. The 25-year-old could have found a connection with Scott on All Stars, but she decided against taking part.
Are we buying this? Do you think it's real? Again, bit of a gap. There's like a 10-year gap between Scott and Jessie. But I know some people think, well, it doesn't really matter. Some people think it does. I suppose with some guys, it's better for them to get into relationships or serious relationships later on in life when they've actually matured and been able to become, you know, men who understand responsibility and what's required of them if they're going to get into a serious relationship, i.e. marriage. But some people are of the opposite opinion. Nevertheless, yeah, I kind of looked at it and I thought, well, you know, I feel a bit sorry for Tina, but there we go. It didn't work out with Tina, and he's moved on to someone who is, well, I suppose looks a little bit like Tina in a way. Blonde and kind of, yeah, I mean, not identical, but similar-ish, you know. Yeah. So, real or not real? What do we think? Finally, we have an oddity here, right? I'm not quite sure why Grace allowed this to be put out on TikTok, but she must have done. So we have this video from Dr. Roche, I think, who has a TikTok channel and talks about doing various operations on people involving Botox and plastic. You get the kind of doctor he might be. And here he is talking to Grace, while Grace lists off everything she wants done. Now, someone did say on this video, this is an old video, but it can't be that old because he mentions Luca and Love Island, and obviously they're together now. So it could only have been made, I don't know, only 2 or 3 weeks ago, if it is actually that old. But it was only posted less than 24 hours ago. Have a look.
It's been a long time, right?
It's been such a long time.
How's it been?
Yeah, good, good. I just feel like I need a bit of a refresh.
Loved up with Luca.
Loved it with Luca.
I can tell.
Yeah.
You've fallen hard.
It's crazy.
Yeah. It's
and
cute
then my
though.
Lover
It's
Girl
cute.
era, yeah. Refresh
Go on.
for the face. If we could do more of like the under eye here, because obviously I have quite it's my excess skin on my eyes. I've got really hooded eyes, and I just notice in pictures I feel like they really overlap my eyes. I can't explain it, but I just want them lifted a little bit more. My masseter, I'm getting my headaches again.
Yeah, fine.
I really need my masseter doing. Can you see that it's come back out?
It has.
Yeah. Also, I'm really struggling with my traps. So I've never had trap taps before. I know you've done that.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. But do they look quite high up to you?
Yeah. Tender.
They're so sore.
This one especially.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, there's a big bump there.
Yeah.
We
so
can
I was
soften
wondering
it.
if you could do something with that because they're really painful.
Yeah.
What do you think that's from?
Tension.
Oh.
I think obviously coming out of the island's overwhelming.
Yeah.
And that's led to your masseter and your traps.
Because they've both just come out at the exact same time. So
Yeah.
I feel like I maybe...
It's tension.
Yeah, it's tension.
Yeah, and you're working hard.
Yeah.
This is not the first time that Grace has released a video with this chap, and while some people are applauding her for saying, well, at least she's being honest about the fact she has Botox, I kind of think it's a shame that we even have to see it. I don't really think... me personally, I would never recommend Botox of any description to anyone, because I think, well, what are you injecting into the skin? Some of it is like a form of kind of plastic cement that has some elasticity to it, but I do get very concerned about these chemicals that we inject and then wonder what's going to happen several years down the line with these chemicals that are now inside our bodies. You know, are they going to solidify? Are they going to cause medical problems? And I think it's a shame when people do this kind of thing, because I think, well, natural beauty is the best beauty, I think. You know, if you don't like bits of your body, I would recommend you just get on with life and try to live with them, rather than attempting to alter them in any way. Now, she's not having surgery, she's not being cut up or anything like that, as far as I can make out, but she clearly does do this, you know, a lot. It's not her first rodeo, so it's just a bit of a shame. And I know they all have these weird Botoxy things, because how many Twitter comments have we seen about their lips? You know, the lips of the girls sometimes in the villa when their lips are kind of stuck up and they look a bit weird. You know, they've all done it. I'm not accusing her of doing something that no one else has done. I just think it's a shame. But I also think, you know, we don't really need to see it, and I wouldn't recommend anyone does it myself. I know also that one of the other girls from All Stars last year, was it Emma? Always going on about all the surgery she has on her rear end, and then even does videos about it too, which is not something you want to watch if you're eating your lunch. But then why would you be eating your lunch watching videos of a ex-Love Islander having surgery on her butt? That is something I wouldn't say anyone should do, and of course I've never done it. So there you go. That's about it, guys. Rounding it all up for today. Nothing more to say, really. There'll be more news soon, I'm sure, because we're getting to that point, aren't we? We're getting to that month and a half sort of point. Things are about to shift at some point. We'll get a statement soon from one couple, surely saying, after a few weeks, we've decided to part ways. But we are the best of friends. That's bound to happen soon. Comments below, of course. Let's talk and debate. And please, go out. Enjoy the sunshine. Stop watching videos on YouTube. Except this one.